The family of another Alberta woman is coming forward with her tragic story. Retired Corporal Leona MacEachern was a 20-year veteran of the Canadian Armed Forces. She suffered for years from PTSD, and on Christmas Day, her husband says she took her own life. A final desperate act after years of fighting for medical benefits from the military. Jacques Bourbeau has the story.
It was a horrifying crash. On Christmas Day, a car crossed the center line on a highway outside of Calgary, smashing head-on into a tractor-trailer, killing the driver of the car, retired Corporal Leona MacEachern. Now, her husband has come forward to say this was a suicide. The fact is, this was not an accident. It was an intentional, final, desperate act of a Canadian Armed Forces veteran who was undergoing treatment for PTSD. Tom MacEachern says his wife's PTSD stems from her fight with Veterans Affairs about dental work she had done when she was stationed in Germany in the 1980s. And he says she never got the care she deserved. We would like to say that Leona slipped through the cracks in the system, but in fact there does not seem to be a system. This ex-soldier agrees with that assessment.
There is no system. Between Department of National Defence, Veterans Affairs Canada, Canadian Armed Forces, they all go in their own separate directions. They are not working together. And the basic game plan appears to be how fast can they dump people off on provincial healthcare systems.
MacEachern's death once again highlights the mental health crisis in Canada's military. 5 other soldiers have taken their lives in the past couple of months.
You need to put more financial and human resources within D&D and DVA in order to assist the members of the military and the RCMP and their families when it comes to post-traumatic stress disorder and operational stress injuries, and it needs to happen immediately.
Those who treat soldiers with mental illness say when a suicide happens, it's critical to find out if anything could have been done to prevent it.
Every time there's a suicide that is confirmed by a coroner, we send a team in and they produce a report that summarizes the event and makes recommendations for how we can prevent this from happening in the future.
The family says PTSD has reached epidemic proportions in the military and much more needs to be done. And in the midst of this wreckage, they hope that message emerges so that others may be helped. Jacques Bourbeau, Global News, Ottawa.